Hello and welcome to the next episode of Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Now, I did think of doing Pokemon Fire Red or Leaf Green, but some things happened, like I went away and I felt tired one week. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. So I decided just to do this, but to do more Mario, to do more Donkey Kong. Now, actually, I was about to say, whoa. I was about to say Mario versus Donkey Kong by mistake. But the thing about Mario versus, where's this? The bridge, okay. Right, didn't mean that. Well, I put, oh, no, I haven't. Sorry, that's me being used to, like, playing the Game Boy games with a GameCube controller. Yeah, on my Nintendo Switch 2. So, and I do put select on. I do change, because the GameCube Switch Online controller does not have a select button. I of course have to change it to like L or something like that. Something like that. But anyway, grab this, jump. Anyway, one of the things that happened was for Mario Day, they put 2 Virtual Boy games on, but I'm not interested in those. And they also put, strangely of all things, but I already said it wouldn't be, I need to hit the switch. But I already said I wouldn't be doing it, was Mario vs. Donkey Kong. The original Mario vs. Donkey Kong for Game Boy Advance, sorry. But, thing with the original is that, like, it's kind of one of those of so close to something else that you rather would not. Oh. But like, anyway, what happened was I haven't started playing the original Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Not yet. Oh, got it. Haven't started playing the original game yet, but I probably will at some point. Probably not for this channel, because I did the Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake not very long ago, and the Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake lasted a long time, and the Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake lasted a long, like a really long time. That didn't register. Oh, got it. Go. Just run. Anyway, I won't be doing the original Mario vs. Donkey Kong because yes, there'll be 4 less parts, like I've got an arcade like stage here. Yes, there'll be 4 less. Oh my, Donkey Kong Jr. Cool. Like DK Jr. is a pretty good game. Like the original arcade Donkey Kong Jr. Oh, you fun crocodiles, get out. Oh, ah! There we go. First bait. Oh, follow along now. Okay, nearly 5 minutes in. Fair. But anyway, we got a cool cutscene, let's go. Sometimes this shows you tricks you can do, like the handstand jump. Like the handstand jump and knocking barrels off with your feet. One of them shows Mario throwing the hammer up and catching it again. There we go. That's a lot. Now, save, yes, of course. Now, the only world I think I'll split in two is, I think, off of memory, World 8, because it has 16 stages. But then again, that kind of depends on how long 16 stages takes me. It will obviously take me some time, but if it takes me a long time, of course I'll split it. But if it don't take me that long, really, I won't really split it. Run! Go! Just run, just bingo! Okay, there we go, done. Anyway, I said about Sherlock Holmes in the first episode, right? Donkey Kong 94. Third one! Oh, I want to get... Okay, let's do it again. Hey! Okay, there we go, done. But, I said about starting to read all 60 of Sherlock Holmes books. Now, unfortunately, I didn't really want to do this. I skipped a lot of studying Scarlet to the point of being at the end of it, in that sense. Thing is, I didn't want to get into that situation and then do a whole book summary. Unfortunately, if I want to talk about it, I kind of have to, if you know what I mean. Oh, actually, yeah, jump. Got it. Oh, whoa. No. Boom, okay, get up. So anyway, I did studying Scarlet. Studying Scarlet was fun, like, oh, crap. Okay, follow the key. Quick, run. But studying Scarlet was fun. Like, it was just really fun. Because, like, they did the first bit. And that's 7 chapters until they catch the criminal, Jefferson Hope. And then it goes on to part 2, which for first time readers like myself will absolutely throw you. And it really will, because it starts out in America in third person. At first I just thought, oh, they've gone to America. And that's all I thought about it. And then I started realising, where's Watson? There's no Watson, it's third person, what's going on? Or Sherlock, like, no one familiar. Like, the 2 characters that were in the last 7 chapters just were nowhere to be seen, like, they're not anywhere to be seen. But what ends up happening is... What ends up happening though, unfortunately, is that, well, not unfortunately, but for a first time reader, it's hard to wrap your head around at first. I mean, even after Jefferson Hope was introduced as a character in this part, even after he was introduced, I still ended up having to okay, good. Run, draft. Thought I had that then anyway, Anyway, what happens is Jefferson gets introduced, and even when he did, I still looked up what is part 2 about. Part 2 of us studying Scarlet is basically like this long, gigantic flashback. And really, it is annoying, but like, at first it's a very confusing long flashback. But when you realise what is actually going on, it becomes clearer and more easier to like digest and stuff in that sense. Like, because what is happening is what ends up happening is how it works follows this kind of route. The first 2 chapters are about John, 2 characters called John and Lucy. Oh, boom, I'm dead. Anyway, first 2 chapters are about 2 American characters called John and Lucy. Then the next load is then Jefferson Hope gets introduced in the 3rd chapter of part 2 of the book, and then it's about then in the 4th chapter, this is all told in a 3rd person narrative, by the way. In the 4th chapter, the 2 people, Joseph Strangerson and the other one, the one that Jefferson poisoned. Oh, right. Anyway, the one Jefferson poisoned. They both get, well, John Ferriner has not kept his promise on like this religion or something he went into. So he then Jefferson helps. Oh, damn, there's those spikes. Jefferson helps him and Lucy get away from this religion kind of thing that's pursuing them. It's not Christianity, it's some random. It's like this Native American. It's set in Native American. It's set in like the Wild West with Native Americans. There we go, good. But anyway, what then happens is Jefferson while they're trekking out and while they're running away. We've got a cutscene. This cutscene's funny, personally. I really like cutscenes. Dodge, backwhip, bang, and he's just stunned. Anyway, what then happens is Jefferson goes out to get some food or something while they're on part of their way, and then he comes back, and John Ferrier's body is lying there dead. It's lying on the roadside, on the wayside, dead. Anyway, he then deducts that Lucy and John were killed by the 2 people, by Strangerson and Anyway, Strangerson. Anyway, Jefferson realizes they were Lucy and Lucy, who was actually his girlfriend. They were in love, basically. Lucy and John were killed by the Strangerson and the other man. So Jefferson goes out for revenge. So, and it then takes it back to the final 2 chapters in the present, where Jefferson explains how he was chasing the 2 men across the whole of Europe before finally arriving in London in Baker Street, and he killed. So basically, he did a pretty fair deal, as far as I'm concerned, with the first guy. With the first guy, he basically gave him 2 pills. One did nothing, the other was poison. And it was basically, you take one, I take one. So it's one of them would be dead, one of them would live. So the other guy took the poison one, and he's got a life good. And so he died and Jefferson's still alive. And then what then happens is the other guy, Jefferson goes over there, and what then happens is he goes to him and is planning to murder him full on, like kind of just straight up do him in. So just do him in, and what then happens is, so he goes to, but the only issue is that no, actually, he gives him a choice of pills that he gave the other guy. He gives him that choice of pills, but the guy doesn't choose pills. He instead chooses to go straight at Jefferson and full on kind of just charges at him, and Jefferson acts more out of self-defense than anything, I think. And what happens is Jefferson kills the other man out of more. He says out of self-defense. He hit him. Well, he didn't hit him. He didn't hit him. He killed him. But that, in his own terms, that was out of self-defense. But what then happens is, soon after Jefferson explains everything, like the night after or something, he had something wrong with his heart, and thinks something wrong with like either his heart or his lungs, something like that. Anyway, that thing bursts and he dies. And that is what happens in a study in Scarlet. Done! Beat level. But anyway, that's how it ends, and interestingly, there's 2 times that Sherlock mentions how the mind works. The first is how he thinks the mind works. Okay, here's the final fight. The first one is when he says about first one is when he says about how he thinks the mind works when he says to Watson, now that he's learned how the solar system works, he will try and forget it. And Watson says, forget it? Of course, this line, when I first read it, made me laugh, but it's kind of, look at it from both perspectives. From Sherlock's perspective, fair enough, he only needs what he needs to solve cases, his mind at all times. He doesn't need anything else guiding his mind. Oh, okay, let's go to the next world. And the other time is when he explains how he solves cases, about how the different two types of people when it comes to thinking. He says the majority of people think in the sense of if you give them clues to something, they will figure out the solution. But some people, but not many as the others, which includes himself, if you give them the solution, they can figure out the clues and find out how they got to the solution, but most people are the other way around. Anyway, I'm just going to check it's saved. So, that was a study in Scarlet, and next week I'll say about where I've got to in the Sign of 4, which is the second book, and I'm currently on that. Anyway, we're on to the world ship, which so that is gonna be fun, and that is basically the boat world kind of thing. C31. We're on to this world, and you go across like many different places in this game. But anyway, like, that'll be the end of this episode. 22 minutes. It's done, and